we think as athletes that it's only to make bread. It's only going to get into the NFL. People don't know NFL stands for not for long, right?
Mm-hmm.
The average span of somebody being in the NFL is 3 years because there's always going to be a better player than you. There's always going to be somebody faster. There's always going to be somebody stronger, right? And every single day that you have when you're in the NFL, like it can be taken just like that, whether it's injury or whether somebody better than you. Like I've seen like 20, 25 people when I was on the Bengals fly in from wherever destination they came in from, land, go to the facility, get a tour of the entire facility, sign their contract, right? Go through meetings, practice, lift, and then 4 o'clock happens, and they'll come up to me like, "Hey, look, Isaiah, I know we just signed you today, but we're going to have to release you and cut you." 25, 20 years, 15 years, however long you've been working for, that opportunity is taken from you in that instant.
Hey, hold up. Fred made this?
What's up, everybody? Here with Off the Field with Isaiah Robinson, special guest Sterling Sheffield. How you doing today, bro?
Hey, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Hey, you already know you're something close to me because you know my middle name Isaiah too. So
yeah, you already know.
He
used to play quarterback.
Huh?
He used to play quarterback. Not a lot of people remember that.
bro. When I was a sophomore, junior in high school, bro, I used to be able to throw like 75 yards.
You told me.
I used to line it up.
Yeah. So everybody that don't know Sterling Sheffield, he's a University of Maine legend. Ended up playing for the Bengals and then having a career in the CFL as well. But now he's transitioning off the field right now. So before we get into this interview for real, I want to show you guys his highlights back in the day, back in Maine.
Oh man, throwback.
Bring up some memories right quick.
Throwback.
Then I keep dummy to my chin and loco. In the kitchen, whipping that dope up, you can smell a odor. Pop on picture, we gon' hit it like we Sammy Sosa. Put that Billy to the limit, you can smell a odor. Send it, tell me chulo when I'm pulling up in that two-door diamonds, different color. Uno, all these hundreds on me, mommy made my pocket look like sumo. I got money out there, my finger pop you in your when I hit you with that, you know, smoke a little hookah, kick it like it's judo. Let you hit the OG, since I'm 42 though. And when we get in mode, I'ma dog it like I'm Cujo. Whoa! Heard they tryna steal away, cut it out. Spicy mommy's on the way, bust it down. So my watch, she let away, I flood it out. Hey, talk to me nice, show you what the bitty bout. Whoa, pipe down, throwing up shots. First we shut them down, then we open up shop. Really flip around just in case y'all forgot. They been trying to stop the wave, but the wave don't stop.
Uptown, baby, I was down, but they see I'm up now, baby. Head high, cause I'm holding up my crown, baby. Never told, even through the ups and downs, baby. And if I do say it's a couple brown, baby. Only way I double crosses. I just keep spinning, only way to make them nauseous. Demon low, mommy like salsa, we get dip. I'm just trying to see you dance salsa on the dip. Whoa, it went down, she came up, you know. Y'all take shots, y'all aim up, you know. Hate on low, but we fly high, you know.
Back some memories soon.
Bro, you want to know something crazy? So at Western Kentucky game, I don't know if you realize this, right? But so my entire career, I only missed like probably like 2, maybe 3 plays all 4 years. So like 50 snaps a game, never really missed any plays at all, except for the one time, which is a little incident I told you at UConn. And also we were playing Western Kentucky, so I think it was like 3rd and 8. It was 3rd and 8. Had me blitzing. I was one-on-one the running back. Hit the running back. Boom, blew him back. We ended up getting a sack with that play. I think it was Kayon or Chuck probably got a sack that play. The running back, his forearm hit my chin strap, knocked my chin strap out, and my tooth came flying out.
What?
Yeah. I don't think you knew that. Yeah, my tooth flew out in the middle of the game. This is when it was on ESPN and everything like that, right? So after the play, good thing we got him off the field. I was over there. I was looking for my tooth. It was right in the middle of the field, right in the WKE.
That's
found my tooth, ran into the sideline. I was like to Coach H. I was like, "Yo, Coach, I lost my tooth. I lost my tooth." Coach H was like, "Yo, Ryan, our trainer, So Ryan, Ryan brought me into the tent, and he put it in some milk, right? Halftime came. Western Kentucky had a dentist on site, so I went over to their locker room. So I wasn't even in our locker room at halftime. I went over to their locker room to see if they're able to put my tooth back into my mouth. Wow. Because if it's a clean break, you can put it right back in. But if it was a fracture, then you can't put it back in. So it ended up being a fracture, so I wasn't able to play the rest of the game. I mean, look, if it was a clean break, I wouldn't have been able to play the rest of the game. But since it was a fracture, I was actually able to. They just took my tooth, threw it out, and I was able to play the rest of the game. So, funny thing is, crazy thing, right? That first series, that first series in the second half it was on a highlight. Came off the edge, boom. Ran around, got the ball, hit the ball out of the quarterback. Deshaun picks it up, runs it back. Crazy thing is, we were down 21-7 at that point. So Deshaun came back, ran it back, touchdown, 21-14. So it was kind of crazy how it all worked out. And then obviously, at the end of the game, we ended up blocking the field goal for us to win the game against Western Kentucky, which was a great game.
But, that was a great game.
Bro, I wasn't. If they had to put my tooth back into my mouth, I wouldn't be able to play the rest of the game.
That's wild. I didn't know that. That's crazy, actually.
I'm still trying to get it. You said.
Oh, your bottom tooth?
Yeah, the add-on. I'm still trying to get it back in. But yeah.
Damn, that was a legendary game, though.
Oh, bro, that was I feel like that's the tone. I said I feel like that set the tone for the season.
Definitely did, and that's when we went on our run, and then we played Central Michigan next week, didn't we?
We played. So we dominated UNH. I love that game so much. Dominated them.
Oh yeah, that was a good game too.
The Central Michigan, that was. Bro, I'll be honest. For you, that was a hard game for you to go into.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Out of any game, because I'm guessing in the beginning of the season, Ferg was Ferg, they won the Ferg. And for you to jump into that, just for you to be able to do what you did, full hats off, bro. That's not an easy game to go into.
Definitely appreciate it. I was just excited though. I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to get out there. I was excited for that shit.
I know. Central Michigan's defense is good though.
Yeah, they was. The D line was coming. I didn't realize it was coming. The movies was coming for sure. So talk to me about your journey. I know you've been to a lot of places and you've seen a lot. So talk to me throughout your whole journey.
Oh, bro, you have 5 more hours of this? No. It's actually funny. So my one of my buddies actually this just started yesterday because he has a podcast as well for entrepreneurs. He's actually going to write a book on me and my life, and so that's something that's going to be happening later on this year that we're going to publish. So underdog story the whole time. Underdog story. So when growing up, I was always one of the better players and everything in little league and middle school and all of that. High school came. I ended up starting. I was a quarterback. Started quarterback on the freshman team and JV team, and then I also played varsity. I didn't play quarterback on varsity, but I played varsity. Did really well. The following year, so the next year, they had me so I was actually backup quarterback. I was in competition the entire season. I ended up not winning the quarterback job. Not even going to go into the details of that. Should have, but it's all good. He was a really good player. I was playing quarterback, like wildcat quarterback, and defensive tackle and nose guard.
Oh shit! Nose guard.
Tackle, nose guard. I was 175, 180 my freshman year, going to my sophomore year. My coach going into my sophomore year told me, he was like, "Chef, I'm gonna need you to get up to 210." So I worked hard, got up to 210. And yeah, like I said, I was nose guard and D tackle, bro, in the end. And so I ended up my sophomore year, I ended up getting all conference at D tackle. But my thing is, and this is the thing that I tell all my kids, I'm coaching everything, and anybody who's listening, like, make sure your grades are on par. Like, going high school, college, whatever, the better your grades are, like, the better you'll be, right? So after that season, Coach Ron Vander Linden, and he was a linebackers coach at Penn State at the time. He came to Paul Six, where I was playing football at, and he said, "Chef, I know you love quarterback and everything, but you're going to make money playing a linebacker on the defensive side," which is kind of crazy. He said that to me, right? Because the following, like 2 weeks after that, I went to a West Virginia camp, and Shannon Dawson, who was the offensive coordinator at the time there, I balled out at the West Virginia camp. I balled out. And he came and told me, he was like, "Sterling, you remind me of Geno Smith," because this is like right after Geno Smith came in. So like that came in. So I was like, wow. So now I had like two things. I'm like, should I stay on offense? Should I stay on defense? Right. Then I went to but the reason why I said keep your grades up, because I didn't have good grades. I never failed a class, but I only had like C's and D's at Paul Six. My parents took me out of Paul Six because they're like, "Why are we spending all this money for you to go to Paul Six when you're not even like making the attempt in school?" So transfer me to my public school, my home public school, and my home public school. Like, I don't have any ill regards on white, black, Asian, any type of ethnicity. I don't care. Mexican, I don't care. It was a predominantly white town, and it was like a change that I had to go through, because even at Paul Six, at a Catholic school, like almost our entire football team was black, right? Because we're right. There was only like 5 black kids on our team at Clearview, my public school.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was different. And they played triple option, bro. So I went from a spread offense to a triple option offense.
Dang, I hate triple option. I ain't gonna lie, I hate that,
bro. It was different, it was definitely different. But push comes to shove, camp goes through and everything. My junior year, ended up not winning the job, and I'm not even gonna get into like the details about like there's some stuff going on like that you know what I'm saying. But I ended up playing wide receiver, balled out, I got all conference again, but I was playing receiver and I was playing linebacker. Then my senior year, same thing, played receiver, played linebacker, balled out, got all South Jersey, all New Jersey, Super 100 in Jersey, all that for wide receiver.
Right.
So I got all that for wide receiver, I didn't have an offer
Wow.
until going into my senior year. And so my junior year going into my senior year, I had 32 teams come in to talk to me. 0 scholarships.
Is it because of your grades?
Yes, because of my grades. I had Pitt had me come out and go through their entire facility. Every coach loved me. They're about to offer me until they got my GPA. It was like a 2.1, all right? And so it was like on the verge of qualifying, right? Then West Virginia, same exact thing. Actually, crazy thing is, my senior year, West Virginia, I did choir and everything my senior year because I have a little bit of a voice. So I was in choir rehearsal, and I got a text from a coach from West Virginia. He said, "Congratulations, Sterling, you got an offer from the West Virginia University. Call me whenever you get a chance. I was like, let's go. Like, I've always wanted to go to West Virginia. Bro, I went to West Virginia like 4 or 5 times, bro. Like, they loved me. And so I thought it was legitimate. Called him. He was like, oh, yeah, Sterling, I didn't mean to send that to you. That was for Sterling Jenkins, lineman. I was like, yo, that's wild.
Damn. That's wild. Yeah, that's right.
Wild. Then after that, Boston College. Boston College was interested in me. They loved me. Balled out X, Y, and Z. I balled out so well, they removed. So they had a whole camp. I went to like 25, 30 camps. Me and my dad, we would drive from like West Virginia to Boston to Buffalo to wherever. Boston College, they had a whole camp. Actually, Taji was there. Actually, Taji was at that camp too. Yeah, Taji was at that camp too. They had a whole camp, and they separated 4 linebackers, 4 people in general from the entire camp. It was me and 3 other guys. Taji wasn't in that group.
Okay.
And but it was me and 3 other guys. Balled out, did really well. I had got compliments afterward. They're like, "Wow, you were a standout, X, Y, and Z." Came down to the grades again. Ended up not getting an offer from the others. They said we'll contact you in a little bit. Contacted, said we're not going to extend that offer. Then another one, Buffalo. Buffalo, like University of Buffalo, the old linebacker coach there, he absolutely loved me. Absolutely loved me. And he actually wrote a book, and he actually gave me his book and signed it and said, like, Sterling, you're a great young man, you're a great player, you're destined for great things. It was like something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, I mean. But he told me to my face, he was like, Sterling, you remind me, and this was when Khalil Mack was in Buffalo. He was like, I want you because you remind me of Khalil Mack. Wow. Cool. Awesome. I was like, let's go. I'm hype. Probably like a few months later, they were about to offer me. Like literally like the day they said they were going to offer me, they gave me a call. They're like, Sterling, like, stay online, stay there, stay on standby. We're going to extend an offer for you. Cool. That was like at like 10 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock, I get a call from them. 5 p.m. Sterling, unfortunately, the entire coaching staff got fired.
That's crazy.
So again, body blow after body blow after body blow, headshot, bang, 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 bang. Bro, Rhode Island. They
were you supposed to go URI?
Bro, me and my boy Troy Shorts went up to Rhode Island. We did a whole visit and everything with Rhode Island. They loved me, everything like that. And went into the head coach's office, me and my boy Troy. The coach, he was like, Sterling, we are going to give you an offer. Just wait for it, but we're going to give you an offer. To me, Troy's dad, and my dad too.
Was it Coach Fleming? Yeah.
Never extended out an offer, bro. Crazy. Bro, Albany. The Coach Clark from Albany. He told me, he was like, before the season started, Sterling, great player. You remind me a lot about me when I played linebacker. Like, I'm excited for you. I'm actually going to be coming down to watch your game. We played Delsey, which is like bro. I had like 7. I got like seven notes and like letters and everything from them, bro. I had a one-handed catch that game. Never heard from them since.
Damn. She was balling. It's second grades, bro. Like, that's really what it is. And they'll cut you off and won't let you know for real. Like in collegiate level, like, that's why it's really important to have your grades right. Because when I was in high school, I was similar in the same boat as you. Like, a lot of Power 5 schools want to offer me. They see my grades. They actually came to see me flew down and everything. They see my grades. They're like, what the hell? This not matching up to the person I know. And it's just like the player. So it's like, it's really nothing they can do about it because they have to keep a certain GPA for the entry level and just to get you into school. So that actually, with me not having the offers and hurt me by getting open. So I was supposed to get open. A lot of people don't know this, but like the Nike opening camp, I was supposed to get open, but since I ain't had enough offers, they ain't open me. So they actually came.
Politics,
it's when you get to that level on the certain, it's all politics and all who you know. So I was able to make a lot of connections from it, from like when you play quarterback and stuff like that. It's like a small circle. So if you're in that small circle, like George Whitfield or Manning brothers and things like that, that's when it's like, okay, they have a voice in the quarterback world. So those are the people you need to be around. So almost getting open, I got the chance to be around them and just build the connection and build the network up. But that not having offers because of my grades fucked me up with getting open. And a funny story about Coach Fleming, he hates me. I ain't gonna lie, he hates me. And the reason why, because I was committed to Rhode Island before I went to Maine. And like I went on my official visit of Rhode Island, and then I went on my official visit of Maine. And you know how I don't know if you remember how my official visit went up Maine. Coach H was like, whatever you gotta do to get this guy to decommit, flip, get him in. We going, whatever you gotta do, you gotta do it. So they ended up getting the job done the day before, right before signing day. I'm on the phone with Coach Fleming. I tell him, hey, Coach Fleming, I'm gonna decommit and go to Maine. Coach Fleming's like, my Maine? Maine, why the hell were you going to Maine? I'm like, Coach, I just like the school. I like the players and everything, right? He started cursing me out. I'm like, Lord. So I'm on the phone with him for like my whole lunch period for like an hour and everything. Just me telling him I'm not going there. Like he trying to get me to go there, but I'm like, nah, I'm not really feeling it and things like that. Then he calls my father and everything. Starts spazzing on my father, and it was just a whole mess. So like, because he don't like me no more.
Bro, bro, that's wild, right? And also, by the way, your parents are awesome. Like two of my favorite people, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Yo, it's funny you say that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it all comes down to character, right? And this is not like a bash Coach Fleming kind of thing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Media day, senior year. I was talking to him. He pulled me aside during media day. It was me and Joe over there down in Baltimore, and he was like, "Hey, Sterling, I messed up. I apologize for what happened when you're coming out of high school. If you want, come over and join me over at Rhode Island, and make sure you'll be compensated the right way, and make sure that you're good. Everything will be splendid and spectacular because we need someone like you on our team now." I told him, I was like, "Hey, Coach, to be honest with you, I love where I'm at Maine. And this is from me, bro. If you look at all of my games, like college, throughout the span of college, the two teams that I always unleashed on was Albany and Rhode Island. Albany was my first start and my freshman year, and I had my first pick. Rhode Island, I made it my everything to make sure that they were not able to breathe, bro. Like I had like there was a couple games I had like 3 sacks, bro. Like 3 TFLs, mainly because I'm just like, yo, I don't want these guys at all. Like I had the biggest chip on my shoulder with those two schools, bro. And so, that's funny you bring it up, man. Like that's bringing me back, but yeah,
that's a days.
But you know, like I said, bro, like it's you always have to be able to overcome any type of adversity that you have in your life, man. Because like I said, I had an underdog story. Even when I got to Maine, bro, I was 4th on the depth chart, and and this is me. Like Maine was I had 2 offers: Central Connecticut State and Maine. Right. And actually, real quick side note: Maine saw me at a Rutgers camp because I thought I was going to get offered from Rutgers because Rutgers at first at quarterback, and then they liked me at linebacker. So they set me up in a special group that they like guys who they offer.
And you went into the field at the end, do one-on-ones, the indoor joint.
Balled out, bro. Balled out.
I balled out too. That kid. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was fun.
You already know. But but I didn't even know this. But Harris Simiak was there. Like him and Coach Ryan, they never talked to me. They never did anything. They flew underneath the radar until Coach Demaray came, gave me an offer a week before I was going to commit to Central Connecticut State because I had no other offers. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with Central Connecticut State. They offered me, went up there, rest is history. But back to it, I was 4th on the depth chart going into camp, right? 4th on the depth chart. Call my dad. I sent a picture to my dad. Call my dad. He was like, Sterling, don't worry, don't be discouraged. This is something that you've had to deal with your entire life. Just keep working, keep grinding. Get to practice early, stay after practice late, right? The same old. Just keep working, keep grinding, and God will bless you with whatever He wants to bless you with. Worked my butt off, bro. First game against Boston College. End up being second string, played majority snaps. And then after that position was mine, bro. I started the rest of the season, did really well. And playing with guys like Trevor Bates and Sherrod Baltimore and Pat Ricard and like all these guys, like, and Christoph, can never forget about Christoph. Christoph's he's my mentor, like for real, he's a brother for life. Like just going through all that, rookie of the year, sophomore season comes, did really well, UConn, all that, and I'm getting first team all conference. Next year, I end up getting Christoph gave me number 6, and I'm getting getting second team all conference my junior year. But like if you see, it's always steady progression. No matter what in your life, if you keep working with consistent effort and consistent aggression and seizing every opportunity, you're going to be able to excel and be 1% better than you were the day before. But most importantly, that compounds over a year. You're going to be better the next year if you stay consistent. So stay consistent. Had great coaches, Coach Harris Simiak, Coach Heatherman, Coach Kite, Coach Ryan, all those coaches, Coach Burkett, all real good coaches, right? Then my senior year, as you already see, that's when I was able to blow up. First team all conference, all New England, all ECAC, All-American, first and second team All-American, and runner up for defensive player of the year, national defensive player of the year. And that all came from hard work, trust in my teammates, and having to make sure I have a great relationship and trust on the field, most importantly, but also just like staying humble. And I know it's kind of different. It doesn't seem like I'm staying humble on this podcast because it's like a lot of talking about me, but like I would have never been able to get to where I was able to get to if it wasn't for God, my family, my friends, and my teammates. So, that's what it is.
Right. So now you making the transition outside of sports. So what is it like living outside of sports? Since you've been playing it your whole life, now you're in the transition world. What are some things you learned or some things that you've never seen before?
Bro, it's hard, bro. It's definitely different. It is so different because it's like being able to channel that aggression and assertiveness that you had on the field into real life. Like you can't go out and you can't be punching off on people. You know what I'm saying? You can't be block shedding, releasing. You can't intercept nobody. You know what I mean? There's no sacks in real life. But like it's the thing that we need to understand as we translate, especially you, because you're gonna be transitioning soon. All of the teachings that you learn when it comes to hard work, consistent hard work, tenacity, and being detailed and being disciplined, those 4 things or those 4 characteristics or traits, those are what you can transfer over to the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see a lot of athletes in their next field, like whether it's being an entrepreneur or working whatever kind of job you're working, they usually excel because you know how to work with a team, you know how to stay structured, stay disciplined, and know how to work hard. And all of those things, like those are the most important things. But the one thing that we have now is that we like to we limit ourselves and we limit our thinking, right? Because our whole lives is like, I want to go to the NFL or I want to go to the NBA or I want to play Major League Baseball, right? But you need, like, at the end of the day, you need to be the best version of yourself, right? And figure out what that best version of yourself is. You have to implement new habits into your life that will be able to help you um, change and get into that. So understanding, okay, I need to make sure that I'm playing. I mean that, like, for example, if like sales is the best thing you can ever do, especially as the transition really well in sales because you have to be able to handle and know. And somebody in my position who is or was in my position, they've been told no so many times that it's just in your nature to just overcome that objection. So being able to see sales or see whatever kind of thing as a game. So when I'm in sales, I'm thinking, okay, talk to them, build rapport. That's the first quarter, right? Go over my product or what kind of value I can give to them. That's the second quarter, right? Take a little break, chill, laugh, probably build a little bit more rapport. That's halftime, right? Third quarter, now you're actually giving them the solutions to their problems. And then fourth quarter is, hey, at the end of the day, you can see everything, all the benefits that we have for you and how this can help you in your life and help you move forward. And then now you figure out a closing statement, which ultimately depends how that is, which is basically like your 2-minute drill. So everything in sports can translate, but it all depends on what kind of mindset you have with it.
I like that. So what challenges have you faced from entering the real world?
It was now I was used to working with a team, and because all the lists that we have, all of the meetings that we have, everything was with the whole team. You have to be comfortable with being by yourself, and that's one of the things that it took me a little while for me to get used to and understand. But like, you have to, everything that you learned in football or whatever sport that you're in, you have to be able to have the self-discipline to translate and implement that into your life without the need of a strength coach telling you what to do for the set, right? Figure out your own workout plan, right? A coach going over film, right? You don't, because we don't have film in our life, but what we can do to change to complement that, I should say, is journaling. Journaling is your own film of your daily life, and the earlier that you learn how to journal, the better you'll be, because you're literally either writing out a game plan for the week or for the day, or you're reflecting and you're revising off of your own mental film study throughout that day. So implementing, like I said, implementing those kind of habits and figuring out how to be the best version of yourself, because once you're great and in your own being, then relationships will be easier because you already have that self-confidence in yourself, right? Friendships will be great, and overall your life will be great, right? And one last thing I did want to say, read as many books as possible. The more books that you read, like read books like you read the dang playbook, man. Like, read Warren Buffett, read Grant Cardone, read David Goggins, read all the people, Napoleon Hill, like Think and Grow Rich, Robert Kiyosaki, bro. Like, people spend like I think Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, it took him 15 years to create that 250 page, whatever, 300 page book, right? You have all of the tools that you need to succeed is in a book, but also it's also online. Anything that you want to figure out or understand, you can go online. Hell, you can go on ChatGPT and it will tell you whatever you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Like figure it out.
I'm not a huge reader myself, but I got it to listen to audiobooks or audio tapes just so I can get the information, because sometimes the reader be bored to me, so I need to listen to it. So I be listening to audiobooks.
Bro, you right now, you should listen to Bedros Keuilian, bro. I'm telling you, Bedros Keuilian, his podcast, it changes so many perspectives, especially if
I listen to Bedros.
$200 million, bro. He's worth 200 mil. Like we think as athletes that it's only to make bread, it's only going to get into the NFL. People don't know NFL stands for not for long, right? The average span of somebody being in the NFL is 3 years, because there's always going to be a better player than you. There's always going to be somebody faster. There's always going to be somebody stronger, right? And every single day that you have when you're in the NFL, like it can be taken just like that, whether it's injury or whether somebody better than you. Like I've seen like 20, 25 people when I was on the Bengals fly in from wherever destination they came in from, land, go to the facility, get a tour of the entire facility, sign their contract, right? Go through meetings, practice, lift, and then 4 o'clock happens, and they'll come up to me like, "Hey, look, Isaiah, I know we just signed you today, but we're going to have to release you and cut you." 25, 20 years, 15 years, however long you've been working for, that opportunity is taken from you in that instant. But that's why it's so important for us to understand that knowledge and everything that we have in life, right? We can learn all that knowledge. If you have a learning mindset, then you're going to be successful in whatever you do. The best players are the ones who are the best coachable, right? So you need to either find your own coach in your own life, and start now. Don't start later. Don't start when you're 27, 28, 30 years old, right? Start when you're 21, 22, 23. Read these books, Think and Grow Rich, the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Right now I'm reading The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, right? Bro, learn all of this stuff now, so when you're out of college, and hopefully you have the opportunity, but if you don't have the opportunity, you're able to go right into something because your mindset's already right. Or if you're blessed and you worked hard and everything works out for you, which I hope it does for everybody, you can take that same skills and knowledge and implement that into your life. Grant Cardone has a saying, it's called 10x. In order for you to be successful, don't have a limiting belief. Whatever your goal is, 10x that belief, 10x that goal, and everything else in your life will 10x as well as you go. So that's very important.
But you said something powerful, like something that just really regulated in my mind. Like you see 25 different people come in same day, leave. And you yourself, you already played in the NFL, you played in the CFL, you had the accolades, you made it to the level that you wanted to make it on. So like that's just one day. And like when I've heard, we had some special guests on the show, people in the NFL, they always say like sports is a revolving door. It's a revolving door. Like it's not consistent, but like we're programmed as from a young age, like NFL, NBA, MLB, like you said. But like, what happens to the people that don't make it to even the collegiate level? You feel me? Because there's a lot of kids that don't even make it to college. A lot of players that don't even make it, make it out of high school. So that's just really like what you said, like better yourself as a person and really just build your mental so you can be prepared and you can build a career in whatever you want to do, whether it's an entrepreneur, whether you want to work for somebody, whatever you want to do, but at least have that mindset that this is your life and you can take control over what you want to do with your life. For sure.
Facts. That's so facts, man. And because I think I told you I'm coaching at Plant High School now, and I just tell the guys all the time, like, if you're sitting at home playing video games, chilling, eating, God knows what you're eating, and you're just very content on where you're at in life, and you don't want to go ahead and succeed, and you're not waking up early, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting either a lift in or reading or journaling or planning out your day, right? You're setting yourself behind, man. Like there are and I tell the kids all the time, guys, you are not competing with the people on your team. Yes, you are, but when it comes to where you want to go to, you're not competing with them. You're not competing against the people that you see when you play against another team. You're not competing against people in Florida. You're not competing, or your state. You're not even competing with people on the East Coast or West Coast. You're not even competing with them. You're competing with everybody in the damn country, Hawaii and Alaska included, right? If it's 8 o'clock out, I mean, if it's 10 o'clock out here, and you're playing 2K, right, or you're on Madden, and if you're playing a video game, if anything, you should play on your sports, just so you're able to get simulation, right? So let's say you're playing Fortnite, you're playing Call of Duty, right? There's somebody. It's 10 o'clock where you're at. California's 3 hours behind. There's 7 o'clock over in California. They're getting a lift in. They're getting extra film study in. They're eating the protein shake. You know what I mean? They're getting their supplemental intake, right? They're researching, they're reading, they're understanding what they should do to become a better version of themselves, right? Right. Being in the competition of the people you don't see, because if you're in a competition with the people that you don't see, your own being, your own self is only going to get even more stronger and that much better, man.
So you say you got to sales from the transitioning, and I know that you're same company as me, same business as me. So how did you even get into financial services?
Financial services. Hey, look, if anybody out there is looking into transitioning, if you look up the highest income or like the amount of money that a certain subject is able to bring in, financial services by a long shot. The reason why how I got into Experior Financial was my mom actually is friends with your mom and dad, Isaiah, and my mom was telling me about Experior, like, hey, look, get into this. But I was I'm hard headed, didn't really think about it. Guys, insurance is where you can make some bread, man. You need to be if there's people in the company, right, Isaiah, who are selling $1 million of insurance in a month.
Monthly. Residual too.
And that's residual. That's at that point, if they're a national director or whatever, like they're getting like 135% commission or something like that, bro. Like think about we talk all the time. People don't know NFL player, like the minimum contract for NFL player is $500,000. And that's not even talking about, so it's $500,000, but that's with taxes. So really that 550 is really like 360, 370, right? Like you're going crazy, you're going balls to the wall for 360, which is really, really good. You're still in the top 1% of America. But you can do the same exact things and stuff for in financial services, man. Selling insurance. Think about it. $1 million. I don't know. Hopefully, we're good at math by this time. 135% of $1 million, bro. That's $135,000 you bring in a month.
Right. A month.
Monthly, and
anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it. Residual. You get residuals and overrides, and also most importantly, is a tax write-off.
Mm-hmm.
You can write off your car if you have to travel to somewhere. You can write off the plane ticket that you had to use for business purposes. You can write off your own living space.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, like there's not many industries that's like I can tell you this for right now. Yes, you can work in construction and work on labor for for 40 hours in a week, 8 hours a day, labor. But the one thing that you won't have, like you'll have your benefits, you'll have a guaranteed salary or whatever your pay structure is. But if you go into financial services, I can tell you, well, the difference between financial services and construction, you're not going to get residual. You're not going to get a tax write off. You're not going to get overrides. The only way for you to make that kind of bread in construction is for you to own, and that's the most important thing. And if you're transitioning from football, basketball, baseball, or any type of sport into the real life, it comes into sales, 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 sales. You need to be able to market yourself. You need to be able to sell your product and market what kind of value you're able to bring to somebody, and be able to close them on the value proposition that you bring to them. Ultimately, sales turns into ownership. The best owners are the best salesmen.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I've been doing some research, and I know your mom's not the first person to mention financial services to you. So, what actually like just made you? Because it's a mindset thing. When you turn doing sales and handling money and handling business, it's a mindset thing. Some people don't have the mindset, and some people do. It's just like a switch in your head. So, who actually introduced you to financial services, and what actually made you say, "Okay, let me take a look at it," and you took a look at it and you fell in love with it?
So my mom introduced me, but
Mm-hmm.
the person that like really influenced me was Kelvin Harmon. He used to play for for well, not the Redskins, for the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've known him for a minute. Once he was done playing football, he got into insurance as well. He's working over at Family First. And he showed me like the bread you can make. He was like, "Yo, bro, like first month in, I made 15 G's." I was like,
That's right.
15 G's?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dang. And he told me about that, and then I started going through it. Then I talked to my mom about it, and I eventually moved over into financial services for Experior. So yeah.
This type for people that know this type of money can change your area code, like put you in a whole different ballpark that you ever would have even never even thought about, because this is the information they didn't want our people to know, like our colored people. This is the information they didn't want us to know. So if you ever want to learn anything about it, DM me, hit me in the comments down below. I'll put up my personal information so you can contact and just learn more about the information and join our journey in our community of Young Money Millionaires, because we on the movement, man, and we really about to help build generational wealth for anybody that comes to join the business.
100%, man. And like I said, like the one thing is that you're helping people. Like we're doing life and annuities and health, and eventually I'm going to get my health insurance license as well. People always be sick, and people are always dying. Unfortunately, this is just a morbid truth. But the thing is, like for example, my one boy, I'm not going to say his name, but my one boy, his pops passed away last year, and his pops didn't have any insurance, and his dad was in the military, right? And he had no insurance, and so basically, what was left for my boy and his mom was $1,000 a month, and that's only because he was in the military. Wow! If he actually got insurance, they would have had probably like around like a $500,000 death benefit, tax free, and also probably would have been paid like 5-6 grand a month. But unfortunately, that's the situation that they're in. There are people like that. That's just one person. Kind of like with football, like you're competing against thousands of other people. There's thousands of other people who are in that same exact situation. That if something were to happen to whoever that day or the following day, they're left in a position where they'll have to keep paying the mortgage over if they have a house, keep paying the rent, if they're a tenant, and keep paying with their bills on their money, and they'll have nothing else to back them up. You're helping people, and ultimately, and I read this in this book. It's called The Go-Giver. First things first, your network is your net worth. So your net worth is correlated to your network, but the amount of income you receive is a byproduct of the amount of people you're able to help. So if even if it's not insurance or financial services in general, like find something where you're able to help people and provide value, because the more lives you're able to help, the better you feel inside, and the more abundant your heart is, but also the more abundant your wallet is as well.
Sure. And you just mentioned something, the power of networking. So you just helped host an event last weekend with Antonio Brown, some other special guests and things like that. So how did you even get into that network? And just like, think about it, bro. You're from all the way up north. Now you're living in Tampa, Florida, and you're making connections like this. So like, what is the power of networking, and how do you even be able to arrange things like this?
Bro, I got into security. Like I would have never, because last year I spent my time, drinking whatever. I actually don't drink anymore. But just I was going out with the wrong intention. The most important thing is going out with intention, right? If you do go out with the intention to do something that's going to be beneficial to your progression. So, bro, I did security. I met this one guy, his name's Shane Brown, and he, great guy, amazing guy, right? Very, very smart, intelligent, very, very nice, and a great father as well to his kids. Me and him, he came. So he lives in LA right now, but he came into Tampa for the night. He went to the patio where all security at, and me and him hit it off. Spent like 2-3 hours just talking, right, just chatting it up, and he told me, and like I got his number. He's like, "Hey, look, I might need your help in the future, but like be on the lookout." And this is fresh off. He actually produced a movie before he came out, right? Wow. Shane, he produced a movie, and it's called Bitch Ass, right? Excuse the expletive. It's called Bitch Ass. And he also was a video producer for Enrique Iglesias, Lil Wayne, and Beyonce. So you never know who you're going to meet with, because I met him and we built a friendship and trust along the way. He came to me specifically for this event last week. And this event we had at the Ritz Ybor down in Tampa. We had Antonio Brown, right? Had to put that shit on real quick, right? Black Boy JB, Murder Beats, and Cali. And also we had 6-7 other Tampa artists that performed as well. Since then, I've met with so many people, and I've been able to expand my network. I'm in contact now with AB's manager, and relatives. I'm in contact with Murder Beats. It all comes to getting yourself out there, and especially if you're an athlete, and it does help that I'm 6'2", 250. But if you're like a bigger stature, like you're able go into security and do what you need to do. Go into a 5-star hotel where you live at, and ask if you can be security there and see what it takes for you to be there. I promise you, if you don't come out in a year, if you don't come out with connections, because you have to actively look for connections. They don't help you. You have to actively go talk to people and help accommodate people and provide value to people's lives, right? if you don't come out and get like meeting someone that won't change your life, I don't know what you're doing. I'm not talking about going to like a college bar. I'm talking about go to a luxurious, high-end place and provide value to that place, because you're always going to run into people who either have bread or like who are looking for somebody to help them out in their lives.
So what are some tips you can give to people like I know some people that like are a turtle and don't really want to talk to people, don't really want to reach out to people. So like any advice you can give to them about networking?
Bro, it's just like a limited belief. If you think that way, that you can't go out and talk to somebody, like you don't believe in yourself that much. That's where self-confidence comes into play. But even if you are not that outgoing, right, bro, you have to get uncomfortable. The most pressure breeds diamonds, right? Pressure makes diamonds, right? You have to be uncomfortable, right? You weren't comfortable the first time you started playing whatever sport you played. You weren't comfortable with the first whatever you did. Riding a bike, if you know how to ride a bike, you weren't comfortable. If you know how to swim, you weren't comfortable. But over time and repetition and getting used to it, you start to get better at your craft to where you should never in your life never ever say that you can't do something, because every time you say that you can't do something, there is somebody else in the world that says that they can do that same exact thing. So make sure you get outside your comfort zone, you get uncomfortable, because you never know what's going to be on the other side of that threshold. Break the glass ceiling.
Love that. So how many people do you know are planning their future?
Bro, down here in Florida, bro, there are so many people who are just in the same cycle, because you can party 7 days of the week. So people are just in a constant party cycle from Sunday through Sunday. But but that's why it's important for you to meet to keep the people that you talk to and meet. They have to be in the same like mindset that you're on as well. Like it's 6 degrees of separation. So like any tips for people, man? Like I'll be honest, like not that many people are growing. You have to actively look for the people who are growing, right? So like not that many people are planning for their future, because they're so worried about immediate gratification and any type of impulsive behavior, right? And that's something you have to look into yourself, and you have to figure out, okay, am I really being the best version of myself? Am I doing every single, because we're not like every day is not earned. Like we're not given every day. We have to earn every day.
Right.
If you wake up, you have 2 hands, 2 feet, you're able to look, you're able to see, you're able to hear, you're able to talk, you're able to taste. Bro, like that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Don't ever get in your head, man. That is a blessing. So that's a superpower, actually. You don't think about. Don't take life for granted. There's somebody in wherever in the world, even in the country, even in your state, that will die to be in the same exact position that you're in. If you're playing high collegiate sports, D1, D2, whatever, professional, whatever, there are people that will literally die. And I'm not even exaggerating. There are people that will literally die for you to be in the exact same position that you're in. Don't be a creature of habit, like bad habits, I should say. Don't be a creature of bad habits. Don't let somebody else dictate where you want to be able to go to in your life, because God is going to be able to help deliver you the way for you to go. And it's up to you to be able to put in the ways in place for you to get to where you ever get to. Dream big, never dream small.
Love that. Now we get to the hot seat questions of the interview.
Talk to me.
These are going to be rapid answer questions, all right?
Cool, I'll keep it short.
All right. Do you believe aliens exist?
No.
What is the worst assumption someone made about you?
that I couldn't do something, that I couldn't be a good football player.
Who cheat more, women or men?
Oh, women treat more.
Cheat more. No question,
bro. No question, bro. They have so many options, bro. Think about it, bro. If we look at the average man, and we look at the average woman, and we look on their DMs, I can promise you, the women have way more men hitting them up than women hit men hit up. So if a woman doesn't have discipline, they could easily hit up any of the guys in their DMs.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, unfortunately, in my opinion, I think women cheat more because they have more options.
Ain't a bad opinion. Hey, I agree with that though. What is something that makes you extremely uncomfortable?
That's a good question. In the past or now?
Let's go with both. One in the past, one now.
All right, bet. In the past, going out and talking to people, knocking on somebody's door. But that's something that I had to overcome, right? Kind of like what I was just saying earlier. Presently, bro, I would skateboarding, that like any type of boarded exercise, skydiving, no, like, bro.
That'd be crazy.
Nah, bro. You've never seen a black daredevil before, bro.
Yeah, literally. You seen a blind one. You feel me?
The wrong beat. Yeah.
What is one of the most spontaneous things you ever done?
One of the most spontaneous things I've ever done. I was with my ex at the time, and I was like, "Hey, I'm about to go over to let's go over to Italy." Bro, best decision I've ever made, bro. Seeing the culture, bro, it's different. And I met Dwayne Wade out there.
For real?
I met Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union when I was out there, bro.
Hey, that's tough.
Like it was one-on-one, and it was funny. We're at one of the Cardinal houses in the valley of Rome, and I saw this one guy. It was like black guy, like my height, 6'2", 6'3", right? Like another room. And I told my ex, I was like, finally, we have another person my size and black, right? And they're not African, right? But come to find out, that same exact person was Dwayne Wade, bro.
That's wild.
Crazy. I've been blessed, bro. I've been able to meet Dwayne Wade. I met Kobe Bryant when I trained at his facility. And that was like an amazing time. Like talking to him for like 4 or 5 hours. Like amazing insight he was able to give in my life. Bro, I met Jamie Foxx. Me and Jamie Foxx talked for like a half an hour about the Sixers, bro. Talking about trusting the process, bro. And these are like those are times where you just never forget. Tracy McGrady. Yeah.
I appreciate you for coming on the show today, bro. Anything you want to say to the fans or the people that's watching?
Yeah, real quick, man. I just want to let y'all know that being average is the enemy. Success is your duty. It's your responsibility. If you aren't being successful in your daily routine, daily habits, and if you have average goals, then success is not going to be in the favor unless you get lucky. It all comes to you to figure out what your life of success is, and create a plan for you to go to that success, and make sure you execute on that success every single day. Carpe diem, seize the day, because if you're average and you limit your beliefs and limit yourself, you're not going to be successful. But if you put all those in place, success is inevitable.
Love that. Sir, appreciate you for coming on today, Brody.
Of course, my guy. Hey, we already know it's much love, bro. For real.
Hey, hold up. Fred made this?